Cases that I take today are definitely different than cases I would have taken a couple years ago. DNA's changed that. Cases that I would look at the surface years ago that had zero information, I would have to turn away. If there was nothing for me to investigate or look into, I don't want to take someone's hope and then just not be able to do anything for them. I'm very methodical in what I do. I mean, there's a process, obviously. I mean, between going through Ancestry.com, census records, databases, DNA, it's a combination of old phone books. Social media has become big, Instagram. Things have changed a lot since I started working with a piece of paper, a telephone, and a pen. I have a really good gut. I think that has been one of my God-given gifts. When I look at something, it's like I instinctively know if I'm going down the right road or if it doesn't feel right without explanation. Faith is another driving force, and just knowing in that if it's meant to be, it will be. But I hate to disappoint people. I hate to take that little bit of hope away from them.
God intervened at the perfect time, and He placed Pamela in my life right when she needed to be in my life. She's God sent, and God does work in mysterious ways.
Amanda's story stood out to me because it was heart-wrenching. She wrote her story in a way that it took you back to the day that her brother was taken away from her, and you could actually feel her pain coming off the paper. I wanted to help her. I can only imagine how traumatic the day that her brother was taken was for her, and she's clearly never forgotten it. Once I had Amanda's background information and the information that she had on her brother, which she believes is a particular date of birth, I then went into my databases, onto a couple of ancestry sites to try and substantiate, to make sure that the date of birth that she has is indeed accurate. I've been working on males that were born in that area and then tracing them out, trying to see if it makes sense that one of them is in fact her brother. Unfortunately, I did reach out to someone who I suspect could potentially be Amanda's brother. I let him know who I was and that I was a professional genealogist helping someone try to find a family member, and he blocked me. So I don't know if he is suspicious of me and doesn't find me believable, and or is it Amanda's brother and he's just not ready to deal with the emotions that come with maybe what he's been told about his birth mother.
Hi Amanda, how you doing?
Hi Pam, I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. I know that you've gone through a lot trying to find your brother. Your story grabbed at my heart. I was able to get a list of all of the males born on your brother's date of birth. One of the gentlemen on my list is African American. The second person pretty much said, no, I'm not an adoptee. And then I have a third person on the list. He didn't respond to me, and then he ultimately blocked me on Facebook. I have to believe, Amanda, that we've got a wrong date of birth or a wrong place of birth. There's something off. I don't know the relationship with your birth mother. Do you have any contact with her at all?
She calls me every so often. I mean, on different numbers, so I never know which number to call back on.
Does she want to know whatever became of your brother?
You know, I've asked her what could have possibly happened to him or where he could possibly be, because she would receive pictures here and there.
If we could get the hospital records, we'd have a ton more information.
I don't remember which name they kept, but I want to say it was Daniel, and I think they kept Daniel as a middle name.
Mm-hmm. I see that a lot, so that kind of makes sense. I can play around a little bit with that in my data and see if I can get something close, to that date of birth. We're not done, we're not there, but the hope is alive. Just bear with me while I continue to do my thing.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for all your help.
I get it, Amanda. I'm an adoptee, so I get it. And you're very, very welcome.
Well, that was exciting. Very exciting.
I mean, the glaring concern for me is that I won't be able to find her brother. I don't want to not be able to do this for her. I know that this means a lot to her, and I don't want to disappoint her. If in fact it is her brother that I found, that he might not want to have a reunion, and or eventually when I find her biological brother, you know, you always run the risk that the person on the other end that you find may not want a reciprocal relationship.